Hello and good evening, folks. Welcome to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium on the campus of Roseburg High School in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. Tonight, your Roseburg boys basketball team welcomes in the Sheldon Irish to begin the second half of the Southwest Conference season. For the Roseburg Indians, they're hoping one half of the conference slate gives them enough knowledge and experience to be able to pull off that first win in conference play coming up in the final couple of weeks of the regular season. We'll find out as they get things started tonight against the Sheldon Irish here at Roseburg High School. Welcome in, everybody, on a Friday night here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. I'm Joey Keyran. Along with me, Josh Nelson here tonight to help keep track of scores, as well as we will be welcoming in also our wives tonight as we celebrate Valentine's Day with you here from the gymnasium tonight. Angela Keyran and Heather Nelson joining us here tonight. They'll be put to work a little bit, and we appreciate that on this special night for you here tonight. Just wrapping things up here on the JV game and getting a little contested here to finish it out. It looked like Sheldon was maybe going to get a chance to tie this game up in the final second of the ball game, but Roseburg right now holding on to a 53-51 lead at the moment with 1.8 seconds left on the clock, and the visiting fans from Sheldon making the trip down from Eugene. Not happy with the way the officiating has gone, and the coaches out there still arguing a bit as well. We could be seeing the beginning of what could be a fun night here at the basketball floor this evening, and the coaches are all out there having their way here as we get our way towards the varsity matchup, which will get started in about 20 minutes from now. We've got about 1.8 seconds left on the clock as we get ready for the tail end of this JV game and then into the varsity matchup coming up. But as we make our way through here on our pregame show, we welcome you all into tonight's matchup as Roseburg welcomes in Sheldon. Want to remind everybody tonight's game is streaming live online at 541radio.com, where you can watch Roseburg High School athletics throughout the school year. We'll bring you the conclusion of the Roseburg boys basketball season with the game here tonight, as well over the next couple of weeks as well. And then we'll get ready for the baseball season coming up during the spring. But tonight, Roseburg taking on Sheldon. The Indians looking to improve on a 3-15 overall record. They are 0-5 in Southwest Conference play. Sheldon comes in at 12-7 on the year, 3-2 in Southwest Conference play. A shot at the buzzer by Sheldon will not go, and the Roseburg JV team will win 53-51. And the JV team continues to do pretty well. They've been winning quite a few of their games throughout the season this year, and they pick up one here, leading pretty big at times throughout this matchup, hanging on in the tail end against the Irish here tonight. They'll put up the 20 minutes up on the clock as we get ready to go for the varsity matchup coming up here in just about, probably closer to 6:50 than it will be 6:45. So we'll have that matchup coming up for you here in just a little while. But that gives us plenty of time to break down the matchup here tonight. We'll also get a chance to catch up with head coach Jordan Humphreys here in just a little while. Talk to him. It seems like with this schedule that Roseburg's been having, playing on only Friday nights for the last couple of weeks, feels like it's a long gap in between games. And for us, it might feel that way. For the basketball players, it might feel that way. You know, they'd rather be out there on the court playing rather than in practice working on drills. But for the coaches, they've been trying to make the most of it and working with this young Roseburg squad to help them continue to improve throughout this season. So we'll catch up with Coach Jordan Humphreys here in just a few minutes as we make our way through the pregame show. As we work our way towards it, again, mentioning the streaming online, you can also find our YouTube channel where you can find the broadcast streaming there for free. You just head to YouTube and search 1490 The Score. You'll find us streaming live online there at YouTube as well. As we get ready for this matchup, there's been plenty going on around the rest of the region tonight. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Josh will have a look at scores coming up at halftime. We also have college baseball season getting underway to get to. We've got college hoops coming up tonight for the women. It is the All-Star break, but so no Blazers basketball for us at the moment. They do have some of the All-Star festivities getting underway tonight here in Chicago, or not here, but in Chicago. So a number of things going on around the sports world. We'll be trying to keep our eye on it. High school wrestling as well as swimming going on at district meets. We'll do our best to pass along as much information about the high school sports going on around the region here tonight. So plenty to get to here throughout tonight's broadcast. Happy to have you with us on this Valentine's Day night. If you're spending your Valentine's Day with us, well, we appreciate it. You are much appreciated, and thanks for the love on this Friday night. We'll go ahead and take the break. When we come back, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Jordan Humphreys. It's the Roseburg Indians for you tonight as they welcome in the Sheldon Irish out of Eugene. A big matchup. These two teams, well, they've usually got some good history between the two of them. We'll talk more about it with head coach Jordan Humphreys after this online at 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Hi, my name is Mark Martin. Thanks for watching Roseburg football on 541radio.com.
Back here with more of our pregame on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM, as we also are streaming online at 541radio.com. Tonight, the Roseburg Indians begin the second half of the Southwest Conference slate. Welcome in the Sheldon Irish here tonight. We get a chance to catch up with head coach Jordan Humphreys here in the pregame show. And, Coach, as we get ready for tonight's matchup, you guys are coming off of a game down at North Medford. It feels like it's been ages ago. You know, we get to this schedule, but things will start picking up here down this final stretch of the regular season. But looking back at the last game, how do you think things went for your team, and what are kind of some of the stuff you tried to build off of the last one there against North Medford?
Well, we played without Zach from sickness, and so some other guys got an opportunity to step up and more of a scoring role. The guys did that, and we're good. Finally played a decent second half, so throughout the year, so we kind of flip-flopped a little bit from the first half to the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you guys play a nice second half there. Hopefully something that the team can build off of and carry some of that momentum here into Sheldon tonight, a team that you guys in the first half of the season, in the first half of that game, played pretty well against that Sheldon Irish team.
Yeah, definitely the second half, you know, you get to see if your team's grown more than the other team's grown. You know, it's everybody's goal to keep growing all year and compare yourself from the first half of the league to the second half, and tonight's our first chance to do that, to see if we've gotten better.
How much, as you get to this second half of the season, how much do you go back and study game film from the first time you met a team? You know, I mean, do you go back and look at tendencies on anything like that? I know a lot of time this season you've been focused on more about your guys' self, not worried as much about the opponent, but now that you have some tape against the team you'll see again here tonight, do you go back and look at that stuff?
Yeah, definitely that plays a big role the second time around, because people are starting to
So in that regards of the Sheldon Irish team, what's something you feel like you guys can take from the first meeting that you guys had and be able to implement tonight and hopefully use to your advantage?
Well, definitely the first half up there when we got the big guy in foul trouble. Definitely helped us out in the first half. We were able to limit them on the offensive end. Trying to do the same thing there as far as getting in compromising situations where you're going to either have to give us a shot or foul us. There's going to be a goal early on, and then make adjustments to the defensive schemes that they had drawn up last time.
We get to this point in the season, and obviously the win-loss record it's not where you guys want it, but you got a chance to improve it with the final 5 games of the league schedule here coming up for you. What do you use as a motivating factor here going into the second half of the season? Obviously, you hope these guys are out there kind of looking at the opportunity to be able to play sports at a high school level, at a varsity level, as motivation enough. But is there anything you kind of try to focus on to kind of help keep these guys motivated towards getting out there and putting full forth a full effort every night?
We definitely know a lot of people saying to them, hey, you're just juniors and it's a growing year, which I agree and disagree with. I definitely, it's a big picture as far as more than just this year, but I think trying to get them to focus on every night and making sure we're making improvements from game to game. And the second half of the league is a great measuring tool. You get to measure yourself and still helping them to feel comfortable at the varsity level for the whole game and in that pace.
Yeah. All right, we look forward to it tonight as the Roseburg Indians get ready to take on the Sheldon Irish, beginning the second half of that Southwest Conference season. We'll have your tip-off coming up here right around the corner. Also take a look at our Supercut starting lineups when we come back. It is the pregame show. We thank head coach Jordan Humphreys for his time here as we get ready to go tonight here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back, everybody, to Roseburg High School, where tonight we get ready for the Indians and the Irish. Roseburg coming into tonight's matchup. Again, still seeking that first Southwest Conference win. As we take a look back at how these two teams have gotten to where we are here tonight. The Roseburg Indians coming off of a 66-54 loss against the North Medford Black Tornado. Both teams missing starters in that game. Roseburg played without Zach Martin, who was out due to an illness. North Medford was out without a number of their players, including a number of starters. One player out for an entire game, and then they had a couple of other players out for the first half. And North Medford a bit shorthanded there, but they got a lot of their guys back for the second half. But Roseburg actually played them tougher in the second half than they did in the first half. Roseburg got within 3 points with about 2:24 left to go in the third quarter, but they were unable to hold on as they faded through the fourth quarter, losing by 12. And Roseburg continues to do that, play well for about a half against many of these teams, but unable to put together a full 4 quarters. That will continue to be the goal for this team throughout the second half of the conference season. As for the Sheldon Irish, their last game was against South Medford. They went to overtime where they picked up a 71-62 victory. South Medford led by 5 points in the fourth quarter, but Sheldon rallied to tie the game in the final 20 seconds. Sheldon outscoring South Medford 13-4 in overtime. The last time these two teams met, it was the Southwest Conference season opener. Both teams started out slow in that one. Sheldon leading 7-4 after the first quarter, and Roseburg outscored Sheldon 20-11 in the second quarter and led by 6 points at halftime. It was a great start to the conference slate for the Roseburg Indians, but after a halftime, Roseburg was outscored 38-19 by the Irish, and so once again, it's that storyline of one good half and then unable to continue it in the second half. And so Roseburg will see if they can turn things around going into the second half of the conference slate. Looking at the Southwest Conference standings as they sit right now, at the top is South Eugene, number 11 in the OSAA Power Rankings. The Axe are currently 5-0 in conference play. And at number 19 in the OSAA Power Rankings is North Medford. They're 4-1 in the Southwest Conference. At 3-2, sitting in third is Sheldon, ranked 17th by the OSAA. Grants Pass sits in fourth place right now, ranked number 22 by the power rankings. They're 2-3. At 1-4, South Medford at number 39, and bringing up the rear is Roseburg at 0-5, ranked 49th by the OSAA power rankings. So obviously not where they want to see the program be, but we all knew it might be a bit of a tough rebuilding year for the Roseburg Indians this season, and so maybe not necessarily unexpected, but still, with the way things have gone throughout this conference slate, there has been some hope that maybe these guys pull off a big victory here at some point throughout this second half of the conference slate. As for the Sheldon Irish, they're right there in the thick of the race for a playoff spot, an automatic playoff spot, and one of the top three teams will all earn a spot in the 6A state playoffs. Sheldon right there at number 3 right now, but not a lot of cushion. South Medford at 1-4. They are 4 games behind South Eugene, the league leader, but they are only 2 games out of a playoff spot in the Southwest Conference right now. So Sheldon, if they would like to get in automatically into the postseason, they're going to have to finish the second half of the conference slate pretty strong as well. Looking at tonight's matchups in the Southwest Conference, South Medford is at South Eugene, and North Medford is at Grants Pass. Well, you should be getting score updates from those games, and we'll pass those along to you throughout tonight's broadcast here this evening. As for the Roseburg girls tonight, taking a look at some of the other Roseburg High School athletic events going on this evening. Roseburg girls are up at Sheldon High School tonight as they continue the second half of their conference slate. The Roseburg girls also seeking their first Southwest Conference win still, as they have struggled through the first half of their conference slate, and they'll try to keep it competitive tonight against the Irish, who are one of the top programs in the Southwest Conference. Roseburg Wrestling is down at South Medford High School today, where they are doing the Southwest Conference District Meet. The Roseburg Indians looking to defend their conference title from a year ago, also looking to try and continue on with their streak of state titles at the 6A level as a team. Roseburg has won 6 consecutive state championships as a team, and they are looking to make it 7 as they get ready for the state tournament coming up here in a couple of weeks. As for Roseburg Swimming, they are up in Springfield today for the district meet at Willamette Lane, and the Roseburg Swimming team trying to qualify swimmers for the state meet as well. They did a pretty good job of getting a number of swimmers as well as relay teams to the state meet a year ago, and they're looking to follow that up this year with another strong performance at the district meet. So actually quite a bit going on tonight for Roseburg Athletics, and good luck to everybody as we start wrapping up the winter sports season. We also have cheerleading going on coming up this weekend. I know a number of programs from around the Umpqua Basin are getting ready for the cheerleading competitions coming up this weekend. And wanted to say a quick congratulations to the Roseburg cheerleading team. I don't know the details on maybe them going to the state tournament coming, or state of competitions coming up this weekend, but I do know they won recently a competition up at Cottage Grove High School this last weekend. So congratulations to the Roseburg Cheerleading Club, and best of luck to them in any future competitions coming up for them. The Roseburg High Band, they have their own competitions from time to time, but they are doing a great job rocking out here tonight here at Stewart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium as we take you through our pregame show, counting down towards the start of tonight's tip-off for the Roseburg Indians. And if you look back at the last time these two teams met, one of the big keys to success for Roseburg, one of the reasons they had an opportunity to have a lead at halftime, is they were able to hold the number of players in check throughout that first half and get some of their guys into foul trouble. Some of their bigger guys, Carter Newman and Nash Kuykendall, a couple of guys that stand at 6'4", 6'5". You also have Hayden Salisbury at 6'6", and Nick Yakovich at 6'7". Those are all big men that Roseburg does not have a lot of the size to be able to battle with, but they were able to pester them down low and get some of the bigs into foul trouble, limiting the size advantage for Sheldon. We'll see if they go at that again. Last time these two teams met, Alaric Call was in the starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians. He only stands at 5'9", but he is a strong body, and down low, while he gave up almost a foot to some of these guys, he was still able to battle his way down there. He may not have had the size vertically, but he had the strength down in the blocks to be able to push guys around, push them off their spot, and make life uncomfortable for them. It got some of those guys into foul trouble, and it really helped Roseburg out. Alaire Call not in the starting lineup tonight for the Roseburg Indians, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a heavy dose of him throughout the matchup tonight as he gets out there. And, you know, it's not that he doesn't bring other things to the floor, but they can utilize his fouls. Obviously, everybody getting 5 fouls in the game, and so they can utilize his fouls to be able to go out there, play aggressively, and play physically, and try and throw off the rhythm, throw off the kind of the attack of the big men down low for the Sheldon Irish. And so we'll see how they play that here tonight against Sheldon for the Roseburg Indians. And that has continually been an issue for Roseburg, dealing with the size of the opponent. Roseburg's tallest player standing at 6'3". That's Atreyu Pinard and Zach Martin, and also Danil Olson at 6'3". But other than that, Roseburg lacking a lot of players above 6 feet or taller. So it is continually an issue that they have to battle against, and going up against the Sheldon Irish team that have 4 players at 6'4" or taller, not to mention a number of players at 6'3", 6'2", 6'1", 6 foot. It's a difficult lineup for the Roseburg Indians to face here tonight. Since that first Southwest Conference game, Sheldon has been able to win against Southwest Conference teams by an average of 15.5 points. So we'll see if the Roseburg Indians can do something tonight against the Irish. Last time that Sheldon won here at Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, it was 2018. Last year, Roseburg going undefeated at home. Hasn't been the same story this year, but we'll see if the Roseburg Indians can find a way to come up with a win here at home tonight and get that first in Southwest Conference play. We are counting down towards tip-off from tonight's matchup. While we have a moment in the action, let you know tonight's game has been brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, by Roseburg Refrigeration, and by Dr. Lanson Randall. We are counting down, only a few minutes to go until tip-off. We'll have the national anthem coming up here in just a moment. Then we'll bring you the Supercut starting lineups and get you ready to begin tonight's game. So stay with us for that, folks. We are looking forward to bringing you this Roseburg basketball game tonight. Want to remind you that the game is streaming live online at 541radio.com, where you can watch the action for free on the Score homepage. You can also find the Score on YouTube. Search 1490 The Score and find our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it there so you can follow the action throughout the high school athletic season as we bring you Roseburg Indian sports. All right, that's going to wrap it up for our pregame show. Want to say thanks again to head coach Jordan Humphreys for his time in the pregame show with the interview. When we come back, it's time for tip-off. It's Roseburg and Sheldon tonight in a Southwest Conference battle from Roseburg High School here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Welcome you back here to Roseburg High School as the Roseburg Pep Band finishes up our beautiful rendition of our national anthem. They continually do an amazing job with it, and they continue to impress year after year. Well, let's get ready for tonight's matchup as we bring you tonight's Supercut starting lineups in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. We'll start off with the visiting Sheldon Irish coming in at 12-7 on the season, 3-2 in Southwest Conference play, led by first-year head coach Eric Orton. Starting lineup will include senior guard Griffin Line. Griffin coming in standing at 6'2" for the Sheldon Irish. Also starting tonight will be Gunnar Robinson. Gunnar Robinson, a 6'3" junior wing for the Irish. Zach Carter, a 6'1" junior guard, starting tonight. He is the number 10 scorer in the Southwest Conference, had 17 points against Roseburg the last time the two teams met. Nash Kuykendall, the 6'4" junior wing, number 6 scorer in the Southwest Conference, will get a chance to start tonight. And joining them, rounding out the starting five, is Nick Yakovich, the 6'7" senior post. That is the starting lineup for the Sheldon Irish. Line, Robinson, Carter, Kuykendall, and Yakovich. On the other side for the Roseburg Indians, it is your normal starting five finally back together again for the Roseburg Indians. Atreyu Pinard averaging 6.9 points per game, along with Jacob Parker, the junior, averaging 5.9. Carson Six, a sophomore at 5'10", averaging 5.9 points a game. Matt Parker averaging 10.9 points a game, the junior guard, number 6 in the conference in scoring. And Zach Martin, the leading scorer for this Roseburg Indians team, averaging 14.5 points a game, number 4 in the conference in scoring, back in the starting lineup after a night out of the lineup due to illness. So that is a look at tonight's starting lineups for the Roseburg Indians as we get ready to bring you Roseburg basketball here on The Score. Well, we'll get into the center circle. Wearing their visiting black uniforms are the Sheldon Irish. Sheldon across the chest in white. The numbers on the front and the back in white. White block strips up and down the sides of the jerseys as well, with a white band at the waist for the top of their shorts. On the other side for the Roseburg Indians, wearing white here at home. Roseburg across the chest in black. Numbers in black on the front and the back of their jerseys. Pinard will jump in the center circle against Kuykendall, and the tip is won by Roseburg, moving left to right. And up the floor will come Carson Six as they get it to the top. It's a quick three for Matt Parker, and it's off the mark as Roseburg empty on their first possession. Trying to go quick, aggressive on the right side of the floor, moving right to left for the Sheldon Irish. And out at the right wing, it's a Griffin Line. Pass out to the top for Yakovich to the near side. A crossover going right to the front of the rim. It's going to be Zach Carter that makes that first basket of the night for the Sheldon Irish, and they'll take the 2-0 lead as Sheldon brings it up Roseburg brings it up the floor, faced by some pressure out near the midcourt stripe by the Irish, and they'll allow Matt Parker to dribble through. Out to the top to Jacob Parker, the twin of Matt Parker, around a screen to the right wing. Crossover back out to the top. A zone here for switching zone. Actually, it's man-to-man, it looks like, for the Sheldon Irish. Around a screen, Jacob Parker to the right side. Fighting through the screen was Carter. That ended up putting Pinard on the ground. He has the basketball. We'll pass it at the top as Roseburg will reset as the Parker brothers will reset the half-court offense. Pinard setting the screen again, and now a double team, and squished in between was Jacob Parker. It was the pick and roll. And Pinard did a nice job rolling to the hoop. Jacob Parker didn't see it quite in time, and then he tried to fight through the double team to get the ball to Atreyu, but he got pinched by the defense and ends up drawing the foul there. First of the game, it goes against Yakovich, the big man, and that's good for Roseburg. Jacob Parker, crossover, gets into the middle, hangs in the air with the right hand. He will finish. Beautiful move and a great hang time to stay in the air long enough to avoid the defense. Across the timeline, Kuykendall pass almost stolen away by Martin, working against Gunnar Robinson to Yakovich at the top. To the right side, Yakovich will throw it away into the band. Yakovich throwing it to the sideline, and the intended target was cutting to the basket, and it goes out of bounds. Yakovich will take an early seat on the bench. Coming in, Carter Newman, who checks in at 6'5", the junior post. Again, pressure in the backcourt by Sheldon. Roseburg will break it. Carson Six into the corner to Zach Martin. Double team, trying to trap him out to the top to Matt Parker. He was about 8 feet from behind the arc. Otherwise, I think he probably would have tried to pull the trigger as they pushed him back beyond the perimeter. Working around Newman on the near side is Parker. He cradles the basketball, goes with the teardrop, and it's not going to fall for him this time. Up with the rebound is Sheldon. They'll bring it up. Tied 2-2. 5:49 to go first quarter. Driving left side, Robinson. Pass into the corner to Line. He'll dribble out to the top with the right hand. Pass it away to the right side to Newman. To the wing. Carter with it. Well behind the arc. He's got open space but won't take the deep three. Instead passes underneath to Newman, who will hand it off. The underhand pass underneath. Switch on the reverse and unable to get it to fall. Zach Martin, but now he comes away with the steal, and he'll draw a foul in the back court. Carter. I might have called him Zach Martin. Zach Carter had a pretty clean look at the reverse, went up with the right hand, then switched to the left and tried to get the reverse underneath the basket, but he was just a little off the mark with his location of the bank shot. But then fighting his way to get the basketball back in his hand and drawing a foul against Roseburg. Now the ball stripped out by Matt Parker, and it'll stay with Sheldon. That foul was against Jacob Parker. Still a 2-2 ball game, 5:22 to go. These two teams started out slow the first time they met. It's kind of a slow start here. Gunnar Robinson gets it on the right, blocks a foul, and he gets the bucket. Gunnar Robinson, the junior, getting the ball in front of the hoop and able to float it over the top of the outstretched arms from the Indians. Drops through, draws the foul. It'll be the first against Carson Six. And he's got the three-point play as he makes the free throw. 5-2. Largest lead of the night for the Irish at 3. Six finds a wide open Pinard, but he takes too long to go up. He'll fight his way through the defense, draws a foul, but he caught that, and if he goes up right away, he might be able to stay in front of the defense, but he put the ball on the floor. That little hesitation allowed the defense to fully collapse, but they do overcommit, and committing the foul is Gunnar Robinson. It sends Pinard to the line. He has been a good free throw shooter, not a great one, as he's short on the front end of that one. And it'll stay a three-point game in favor of the Irish. Tonight's contest brought to you by Terra Firma Foundations and by Kegel Communications. Second free throw coming as Pinard will spin the ball in his hand. His right hand shoots and drops it in. 5-3 your score. 5:04 to go here in the first quarter. Line will bring it across the midcourt stripe to the right side to Carter. Gets a screen, goes left, pass it away. Kuykendall to the near side on the wing on the left side. It's Griffin Line working underneath to Gunnar Robinson. Goes up with the left hand, too strong on the baseline jumper, and it's tipped out of bounds off of Sheldon. 2-point ball game. 4:48 to go. Still pressure in the backcourt. In fact, 3 Irish in the backcourt against Roseburg as they try to bring the ball up through the center circle. Goes Parker with the off arm. He gets a little bit of separation from Carter, backs it back out. He goes right side around a screen, gets trapped, knocked to the ground, into the corner to Zach Martin. And back for the first time since missing a game due to illness, Zach Martin will give Roseburg their first lead at 6-5. On the other side, a contested shot from Carter Newman, and Roseburg comes down with the stop on the defensive side. They lead for the first time tonight at 6-5. 4:15 to go. Double team pressure coming against Jacob Parker. He was able to squeeze it through to Pinard, but he lost his balance and lost the ball. On the other side, a foul and a bucket. That's a silly foul there from Matt Parker. If you're going to foul him, make sure he can't follow through with the shot, but able to continue to the basket was Carter Newman, and he goes through the arms of Matt Parker and finishes at the basket for a possible three-point play. In that situation there, if you're going to foul, you got to make sure you wrap him up and do not give him any chance to try and score, make him shoot the 2 free throws. He does miss the free throw, but still. My case remains the same. 7-6, Sheldon in front, 3:55 to go here in the first period. Zach Martin across the floor here to Matt Parker, into the corner for 6. Back out to the top to Parker. Matt to the left side to Jacob, dribbling into the corner. Will turn and square things up, crossover, goes to the corner, to the baseline, back out to the top to 6. Across the court, pass to Matt Parker, calls for some help, will get it to his brother Jacob. Out in the center circle, 3:30 to play. Sheldon with the tough defense. Zach Carter knocking over Atreyu Pinard. That has Coach Humphreys angry. Into the corner to Carson 6. He goes baseline contact, doesn't get a whistle either. He's too strong with the baseline shot over the basket, and it was rebounded by Sheldon. Up the floor they come, line to the near side, tipped away by Zach Martin. He's out in front. He goes up from the right side, uses the body to protect himself, and he gets 2. And it puts Roseburg back in front at 8-7 and a timeout down on the floor by the Irish. 3:06 to go in the first quarter. 8-7 your score. Roseburg in front in a closely contested first period. We'll take a quick 30-second break, come back with more of the action from Roseburg High School here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. .306 to go here in the first quarter. Roseburg leading 8-7 against the Sheldon Irish. Joey Key ran with you along with a whole host of crew here tonight. We got the big crew here at home tonight. On the left side, Sheldon with the basketball. Ben Gittens into the ball game for the Irish. To Kuykendall at the top. To the right side now to Carter. At the wing, he tries to drive but gets pushed back out. He'll pass it away. On the near side, Dawson Prickle has also entered into the game. He'll pass it away. Out at the top, it's Gittens with it. Goes the left hand to the free throw line, but gets stopped, has to pass it away. Prickle, in the left corner, dribbles out and back to the top to Kuykendall. Sheldon getting reverted as they continue to try and drive in, and a blocking foul late after a miss on a drive by Zach Carter. He goes in. The whistle comes from the far side of the floor, and it came after the ball was already gathered in by Roseburg, looking to break out in transition after the miss by Zach Carter, but he'll get a chance to shoot 2 free throws. That foul called against Atreyu Pinard. First free throw goes through for Zach Carter, and that'll tie this ball game back up at 8 apiece. Tonight's game been brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Carter hits them both. Gives Sheldon the 1-point lead again. It's been as much as 3 here in the first quarter for the Irish. Roseburg leading by as many as 1. 2:20 to go. Pass the left side, 6 with it. Drives baseline. Will get reverted back out. He curls around in the corner. Tries to enter it down to Martin. The defender got out of position, and Martin backpedaling his way to the basket, trying to keep the basketball. Is able to turn and get it to go through. Didn't look pretty, but he was able to keep his balance and make the play. Line hands it off. Gittens driving to the free throw line, will pass it away. Right side at the wing, it's Carter. Drives in to the right elbow, kicks back out to Griffin Line. A 3, high rebound, tipped up. It's Carter that comes down with it. Sheldon another look in the middle. Tie up on the jump ball. The possession arrow in favor of the Irish. Substitution, Griffin Line will come out as Josh Lesh will check into this one for Sheldon. You've got Gittens, Lesh, Kuykendall, Prickle, and Carter out on the floor for this Irish team. Carter averaging 10.2 points a game, one of the top scorers for this Irish team. Out in the far corner, Dawson Prickle picked up his dribble. Will have to pass it away. Finally able to get it to a teammate. Lesh passing left side to Carter. He'll dribble it back out with the right hand, keeps his dribble going, pass it. Now back out to the top to the free throw line, passing away is Lesh. And backing out to reset the offense is Gittens. Hands it off to Carter. Around Gittens. Back out to the top. Gittens, the head fake, drives left to the lane. Pass it away to the right side. Lesh in the lane. Spin move. The floater falls off the front of the rim, and the rebound gets tipped to Roseburg. Up the floor comes Matt Parker. Head fake. He'll drive instead. No whistle as his defender falls down. Near side, a 3 for Martin. It's off the front iron. No good. Martin, first miss of the night. 1 minute to play here in the first quarter. Carter, right side, tried to drive in, decides to back it out. Between the circles, Kuykendall to the left side. Hand off from Prickle, goes to Carter at the left elbow, pass it back away to Lesh. Through the lane, out to Kuykendall, far side. His three dies on the rim, and the rebound tipped out for Roseburg. Bringing the ball up the floor will be Parker. Jacob Parker standing in the center circle with 38 seconds to go in the first quarter. He crosses over, goes left side, has Gittens. Now a double team. He'll push through it. He killed his dribble. He tries to throw it away. Pass is tipped. Taking it away is Kuykendall. He goes 1-on-2, and he'll drop it through with the left hand. And I believe they gave the 2 points to the wrong team. Yeah, they're giving them the wrong team, and they're trying to correct it. It's 11-10. Sheldon in front of Roseburg. Pass to Pinard, 7 seconds. A three from the left corner by Matt Parker. Parker gets his first three, 2-1, and a shot three-quarter court. No good for Zach Carter. And that'll end the first quarter with Roseburg on top, 13-11 over the Sheldon Irish. Back with the second quarter after this 60-second break on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Hi, my name is Rourke Martin. Thanks for watching Roseburg Football on 541radio.com.
Getting ready to start the second quarter here from Roseburg High School. The Indians lead Sheldon 13-11 thanks to a Matt Parker three just before the end of the first quarter. Roseburg will start with the basketball here to begin the second period. Atreyu Pinard, Matt Parker, Carson Six, Alaire Call, and Dylan Johnson on the floor for Roseburg. The Indians almost lose it, but able to save it is Pinard. It'll be a corner three from Carson Six. His shot rims out, almost down, but doesn't want to stay. Sheldon will come up with the basketball. They'll bring it up the floor to the near side into the corner. Gittens drives baseline, and it's a blocking foul. This will be called against Alaire Call into the game for the first time. For Sheldon in here to start the second period, it is Gunnar Robinson, Ben Gittens, Nick Yakovit, Dawson Prickle, and Kuykendall. They'll go right in the middle of the lane to Yakovich. He drives once, stops. He'll put up a right-handed shot, but it's off the mark for Yakovich on his first attempt of the night. Roseburg played their starters all 8 minutes in that first quarter. First substitutions coming here to start the second period, but still Matt Parker, Atreyu Pinard, and Carson Six on the floor out of the starting lineup. Matt Parker handling the basketball, dribbles left hand, finds a crease, gets into the middle, tried to make the extra pass, a turnover. Call fighting for it on the ground, fight for it. They'll call a jump ball, and the possession arrow goes to Sheldon. And into the game on the dead ball stop. Griffin Line and Carter Newman come back into the game for Sheldon. And into the game for the first time tonight will be Danil Olson for Roseburg. Surprised to see him go with the starters as long as they did in that first quarter, but now starting to get the substitutions in. Olson averaging 8.2 points a game, checking in here early in the second quarter, just a minute away. Three from the right side. Griffin Line, his shot no good. Olson comes down with the rebound. Matt Parker brings it across the midcourt stripe. Nearly traveled. Seemed like he set his pivot foot, then changed it. Dylan Johnson has been getting more playing time as of lately, out there handling the basketball with a man right on him. And a timeout called by Roseburg as Dylan Johnson almost called for the 5-second count. The offense not moving. And Coach Jordan Humphreys wants to talk about it. It's a 13-11 score. Roseburg in front. 6:35 to go second quarter. Take the 30-second break. Come back after this here on The Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Out of the Roseburg timeout, the Indians will have the basketball. 6:30 to go. Danilo Olsen gets it on the inbound, lobs it out to the top. Johnson will save it back in. Sheldon's coaches wanted an over and back, saying he stepped on the line, but they will not get the call. Johnson, a double team, and a whistle now stops the play. Foul called against the Irish, and Sheldon's coaching staff still calling for an over and back. It'll be a little late in the game to make the change on the call there. Alaire Call inbound it from just in front of the Sheldon bench. He gets it into Olsen, and he'll pass it out to the top to Johnson. Marking Johnson is Gunnar Robinson. That ball did get into the backcourt. So Roseburg now will get called for the over and back. That pressure out near the midcourt stripe on the Roseburg ball handlers has proven to be difficult so far for the Indians. Pinard will take a seat as Zach Martin will check back into the game. Zach, leading scorer in the ball game with 7 points in the first period. Still a 13-11 lead for Roseburg. Neither team scoring yet here in the second. Gittens finds Newman in the middle. Pass out to Robinson. He's going to drive with the left hand. Pass across the floor into the corner to line. He'll go underneath, and it's stolen away by Alaire Call. He wants to go in transition. He doesn't have the numbers. He will stop on the left side of the lane, and he has it stripped out of his hands by Gittens. Gittens going to go up the attack. He doesn't have numbers. He'll kick out. It's a 2, and it's off the mark by Robinson. And on the rebound attempt, the foul, and it'll go against Sheldon. Alaire Call, after turning it over on that transition, I think Coach Humphreys wanted a quick moment to talk to him, give him a little bit of words of advice, some tips on how to handle a situation like a transition bucket like that. Griffin line checks out of the game for Sheldon after picking up his second foul here in the second period. Cross-court pass gets up the floor to Call. He'll kick it into the corner. Martin head fake, drives in. Tried to make the extra pass to Call. The ball tipped away, stays with Roseburg. On the floor for the Indians, Johnson, Olsen, Matt Parker, Zach Martin, and Alaire Call. On the floor for for Sheldon, Gunnar Robinson, Kuykendall, Gittens, Newman, and Zach Carter, who's come back into the game. Matt Parker has it on the right wing, dribbles out between the circles, will pass it away to Johnson, comes to get it at the center circle. Calls out the offense in the half court. 5:20 to go, still nobody scoring here in the second quarter. Robinson all over Johnson. Ball got tipped out of his hands. He squeezes it through the defense, and then a call out of control, passes it away to Sheldon. That should have been a travel. Instead, it's a give and go that doesn't go for Robinson. That one falls off the front of the iron. Matt Parker up the floor, attacks right in the rim, and had hands all over him. Kuykendall takes it away from him. Up the floor now, Sheldon. Carter with it on the far side. Gittens at the top, back to Carter. Head fake, he'll drive baseline. Stops at the lane, kicks back out. Gittens at the top. He'll pass it over to Robinson on the left side. Gets it right back into the far corner for Carter. Into the middle. Kuykendall, spin move, got bumped by Call. His shot off the mark. No whistle. I could have seen one called there, but Kuykendall off the mark with the shot. Roseburg down with the rebound. Still a scoreless second quarter as we're almost 4 minutes in. 4:33 to play. Into the corner, Olsen picks up the dribble. Out to the top to Call. They work to the far side of the floor. Matt Parker looking underneath the Call. They'll get it there. He tries to move around Robinson. Gets the ball stripped out of his hands, and it goes to Newman. Up the floor. Robinson to the middle of the lane. Jump stop, sidestep around the defense, and he rolls one over the front of the iron. Gunnar Robinson will tie this one back up and ends the scoreless streak here in the second quarter for both teams. We're tied at 13. Double team comes to Johnson. They find Call wide open underneath, but he couldn't handle the basketball at first. Gets it out to Olsen. Now to the corner. Martin an open three. Rattles around. Doesn't go. That one halfway down before it came back out. Kuykendall at the top, drives to the line, kicks out Carter, an open three. It's long, rebound down to Newman, tries to hit it to a cutting Carter. He almost lost it, now gets it underneath, spin move, his shot off the mark, a rebound tipped. Roseburg keeps trying to tip it, it goes back to Sheldon. Back out to the top, Gittens a three. It's off the right iron, and Olsen this time will grab it out of the air, not letting anybody take it away. Roseburg giving a couple of looks there to Sheldon. Underneath, Zach Martin backs his way in, and Kuykendall says, no, thank you. Nash Kuykendall, the 6'4" junior, swatting at Zach Martin's shot out of bounds. Alaire Call takes a seat, so does Matt Parker. Jacob Parker back into the game, and Atreyu Pinard back in for Roseburg as well. Roseburg will inbound from the baseline after the block shot, and a timeout down on the floor. It'll be by the Indians. It's a 13-13 game with 3:21 to go here in the second quarter. Back after this 30-second break on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Back at Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, Roseburg basketball tonight brought to you by Umpqua Dairy, your local dairy since 1939. By Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or call them at 672-5701. And by Aviva Health. Roseburg tied with Sheldon, 13-all here with 3:21 to go in the second quarter. Been a tough second period for both teams. It's been a physical second quarter. And both teams haven't been able to really get any offense going. Atreyu Pinard, baseline, almost stepped out of bounds. He kicks it out to the top to Jacob Parker. A three, no good. Ball tipped around, still loose. Sheldon fighting for it. They got three players fighting for it. And it's a travel call is what's going to be the final verdict on this. You had three Sheldon players fighting for the basketball on the floor, and they're basically fighting against themselves, knocked the ball loose, and what they're going to call is that Sheldon traveled with the basketball on the floor. Dylan Johnson has to find somewhere to go before the 5-second count from the baseline out to the top to Jacob Parker. He'll get it. Back to Jacob at the top between the circles. 3 minutes to play here in the first half, tied at 13. Daniil Olson a three. It's a little long, and that ball tipped and last touched by Sheldon. Dylan Johnson, a heads-up play. He was getting boxed out, but he got his hands on the basketball first, slapped at it, and just knocked it out of bounds off of Dawson Prickle. And so it'll stay with Roseburg after the miss. Johnson inbounding again. Goes into the corner for Olson. The lefty will dribble it out to the right wing. Goes to Pinard, working against Newman. Backing his way in. Spin move. Goes up. That ball hanging on the rim. Doesn't want to fall, but Olson will pull down the rebound. And now it's turned over. Sheldon comes away with it. And missing the layup is Robinson. It looked like for a moment he wanted to try and dunk it. Changed his thought midway up. And then it falls off the back of the iron. Stays tied at 13. Jacob Parker drives in, draws the defense, gets it to Pinard. He made the bucket, but they'll say the foul is on the floor. So no shooting here for Atreyu Pinard. It'll be a baseline inbound for Roseburg. 5 fouls now for Sheldon, 5 for Roseburg. Zach Carter picking up the foul. He'll take a quick seat on the bench. Into the game is Josh Lesh. Daniil Olson will inbound. And a foul before the inbound pass. Had a couple of players trying to fight through screens, and they call that foul against Carter Newman. 16 foul now against the Irish. One more, and Roseburg will have free throws. Inbound goes to Jacob Parker. Still some more players getting tied up. A three. Looked like it was tipped maybe by Lesh. Up the floor comes Sheldon. Gunnar Robinson, a jump stop, has it stripped out of his hands. He gets it back. He goes up, misses the shot. And Robinson on these breakouts has not been able to find the bottom of the net. Roseburg with the basketball. Dribbling left side. Daniil Olson, pull-up jumper, knocks it through. First points of the night for Daniil Olson. And he comes with 1:55 to go here in the second quarter. Roseburg scoring their first points of the second quarter. A three from the right side from Nash Kuykendall. Shot no good, and that's going to be a foul from the backside by Gunnar Robinson. He gets called for pushing into the back of one of the Roseburg players on the rebound attempt. And we'll walk the other direction for free throws for the Indians. So the foul goes against Gunnar Robinson. I have it down as his second, and that's going to agree with the scorer's table. The foul was committed against Jacob Parker, so Parker goes to the free throw line, trying to give Roseburg a bigger lead, and he'll hit the first. He's got 3 in the ball game, looking to make it 4 and stretch Roseburg's lead to what would be its new largest. Currently at 3, their largest lead of the night. Can make it 4, and he will. Roseburg leading 17-13. It's been a low-scoring second period. Minute 39 to go before half. Driving with the left hand. Stuttered dribble. Gittins back to the lane. Lesh will kick it out. Gittins driving through to the right side. Bounce out to the top. With it, Prickle. Bounce pass. Now an extra pass to the corner. Kuykendall, the long 2. Shot no good. Rebound gets tipped to Olsen. He dribbles around pressure. Up the floor to Matt Parker. Head fake, and he'll dribble it out. Roseburg with some time here. A minute 17. Jacob Parker will get it. Gets hit by Newman. And his shot goes out of bounds. Tried to draw a foul there, but Newman was just straight up, and I think a good no whistle there by the officials. 4-point lead for Roseburg. A minute 7 to go, first half. Bounce right side, 17-13 our score. Tried to poke it away. Matt Parker doesn't get whistled. Both players ended up on the floor. That was Dawson Prickle, almost had it taken away. The play continues. Down on the left block, Kuykendall working against Martin. His shot rolls off. Rebound tipped to Martin. Roseburg comes away with the stop. Kuykendall having a tough second quarter. And into the half court for Jacob Parker. Between the leg dribble out at the center circle. Marked by Lesh. Passes it left side to Matt Parker. Drives in. He'll go into the corner. Turns. Pass out to the top. Tipped away by Kuykendall, who ends up 4 rows in to the bleachers on the far side. Roseburg will keep the possession with 32 seconds to play here in the first half. Matt Parker inbounding the basketball. Needs some help. He'll lob it in. Danil Olsen. And Olsen travels. He wanted to make the pass, then he hesitated on the motion. He had it there, and for some reason, just hesitated. Didn't want to pass it. And he drug his plant foot and immediately called for the turnover. Here in this second quarter, 4 points for Roseburg, 2 for Sheldon. 17-13 our score with 24 seconds before the break. Out to the top, Josh Lesh. Sheldon looking for that final shot before the break. If that is all it is, if they get held to the final shot, they will be trailing at the halftime break. Out at the top, pass right side, Prickle a 3, he got it. 3 seconds to go, Matt Parker with it, has to get a shot up, and he makes the pass, and no shot in time. As we go to the halftime break, Roseburg currently in front of Sheldon, 17-16. A low-scoring second quarter, but a big 3 from Dawson Prickle gets the Irish back within 1 going to the break. We will come back with your more well-drilling halftime show. After a quick break, we'll recap the first half. We'll take a look at individual statistics, and Josh Nelson will give us an update on some of the scores that he's been tracking so far here tonight. Stay with us, folks. It's the More Well Drilling halftime show coming up when we return here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Welcome back to Roseburg High School, where tonight the Indians welcome in the Sheldon Irish to begin the second half of the Southwest Conference season. Much like the first time these two teams met, Game 2 of the series is another close one through the first half. The Roseburg Indians leading the Sheldon Irish 17-16. It's been a first half separated by no more than 4 points. Welcome everybody to the More Well Drilling halftime show. More well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. Roseburg leading by 4 points, the largest lead of their first half. That came when it was 17-14 towards the tail end of the second quarter. And Sheldon in the first quarter led by as many as 3 as they took the early lead, but Roseburg storming back, leading 13-11 after the first quarter. But the 2-point lead evaporating down to 1 point as we go here to the halftime break. The Roseburg band entertaining us here tonight. They played a nice little performance there. Looks like they've already wrapped up a short one there. Used to usually getting a fairly long performance out of the Roseburg band at halftime. I'm used to the halftime breaks at the football games, but they will clean things up. And it was another great performance. They always do just a great job of making it entertaining, doing a great job of performing out there, and they get a round of applause as they pack up their gear, back up into the stands to finish things up here tonight. Smaller crowd for us here on this Valentine's Day night. I guess I could understand maybe some people looking out to go out and celebrate for a Valentine's Day night dinner or something like that, but a smaller crowd for us here tonight, but it's still a good one, and they're getting entertained by a close ball game here at the halftime break. The question will be for the Roseburg Indians. The question for the Roseburg Indians will be, can they keep it up in the second half of tonight's ball game? We saw Roseburg take a 6-point lead into the halftime break against Sheldon when they were up in Eugene against the Irish. Now they lead by 1 here at halftime. Can they keep up with the halftime adjustments made by Sheldon in the second half to keep this one close and see if they can make a second half push towards a victory? We'll see how things go as we have the second half coming up. But when we come back, we'll take a look at our Lemur Orthodontics stat update. Embrace Life. Call their Lemur Orthodontics Roseburg office at 673-0924. At the halftime break, it's 17-16. The Roseburg Indians on top of the visiting Sheldon Irish as the Southwest Conference second half of the season gets underway. We'll take a look at those individual stats when we come back. It's Roseburg basketball for you tonight, streaming live online at 541radio.com and right here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Hi, my name is Mark Martin. Thanks for watching Roseburg Football on 541radio.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back here with the Morwell Drilling Halftime Show. Take a quick look at our stat update brought to you by Lemur Orthodontics. For the visiting Sheldon Irish, leading the way with 4 points, and make it 5 points. Gunnar Robinson, 4 points for Zach Carter, 3 points for Dawson Prickle, and then 2 points for Nash Kuykendall and Carter Newman. For the Roseburg Indians, leading the way with 7 points is Zach Martin. Behind him, 4 points for Jacob Parker. You had 3 points for Matt Parker, 2 points for Daniil Olson, and 1 point in the first half for Atreyu Pinard. That's your Lemur Orthodontics stat update. Josh Nelson's been taking a quick look at scores. Josh, we got about 30 seconds here. Take a quick look at a couple of scores so far here.
All right. Hey, thanks, Joey. So for boys basketball right now, earlier the Roseburg JV won 53-51 against Sheldon. Right now at halftime, Grants Pass leads North Medford 37-28. Switching gears here in basketball, Oregon State today wins against New Mexico. It's baseball in New Mexico. It was in Surprise, Arizona. They had 11 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. And then Oregon is playing Minnesota tonight. And then looking forward to the college women's basketball, Oregon is at UCLA, OSU is at USC. And then softball teams both won, Oregon State and Oregon. Oregon won 4-2, Oregon State 6-2.
All right, thank you, Josh. We got to get in a break. We'll go ahead and wrap up the Morwell Drilling Halftime Show. Come back with the second half after this here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back for the start of the second half. Roseburg and Sheldon meeting tonight here at Roseburg High School. Currently the Indians leading 17-16 against the Sheldon Irish as we start the second half. Sheldon with the basketball. Now moving left to right on your radio dial. A shot by Griffin Line off the mark as the Indians will come down with the defensive rebound. Starting the second half, Roseburg with their starting 5 on the floor. Matt and Jacob Parker, Atreyu Pinard, Zach Martin, and Carson Six. Both coaches up off the bench yelling out directions here as both teams trying to make some second half adjustments to what we saw in the first half. Zach Martin going to launch a corner 3. That shot halfway down before it comes back out. For the Sheldon Irish, they get the defensive rebound. They'll bring the ball up the floor. Griffin Line, Zach Carter, Nick Yakovich out there, and Zach Carter attacking the rim. able to make a bucket and give Sheldon the lead at 18-17 here with 6:48 to go in the third quarter. We'll get you those starting 5 for Sheldon here. Carson Six with it on the left side. So Nick Yakovich, Gunnar Robinson, Nash Kuykendall, Zach Carter, and Griffin Line, your starting 5 for the second half for the Irish. A pass, tipped and taken away by Line down the floor. Kuykendall with it. Goes up with the left hand, and Kuykendall will get the bucket. He's got 4 in the game, and a quick 4-0 run for Sheldon here to start the second half. Gets him back out to a 3-point lead. Trying to attack right to the basket was Jacob Parker. Gets his shot swatted out of bounds, and it'll stay with Roseburg. 6:15 to go in the third quarter. 20-17 your score. Sheldon matching their largest lead of the night at 3 points. A lob out to the top to Matt Parker against Gunnar Robinson. Parker going to go right side. Stopped. Backs it back out. He'll hand it off to Jacob, who comes to get it at the center circle. Pass to the near side. Carson Six. Getting a screen. Now whips it into the corner with the right hand. Passing underneath. Trying to feed it to Pinard, but the pass too far out in front. He had a defender on either side of him. Pinard couldn't get to the basketball. And a turnover by Roseburg. Sheldon leading by 3 with 5:51 to the near side. Carter into the corner to Line. Quick give and go to Yakovich, working on the right block. He'll turn around with the right-handed jump shot. And Yakovich gets his first points of the night. The big man at 6'7" puts Sheldon up now by 5, and Roseburg will turn it right back over. Mishandled pass, and a timeout by the Indians. An early timeout here to start the second half, and not the way Roseburg hoped to see things get underway. We'll come back after a quick 30-second break. Roseburg trailing 22-17 tonight here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Come down to the scorer's table, and we'll wrestle for it.
5:34 to go in the third quarter. Sheldon has started out on a 6-0 run against Roseburg. They lead by 5, largest lead of the game for either team. Out at the top, Zach Carter with it. Crossover against Matt Parker, and he drives in, gets called for the offensive. Zach Carter picking up his second. Running over Matt Parker. And the Indians will get it back off the turnover. Sub coming in, it'll be Dawson Prickle, who goes in for Zach Carter, who subs out with his 2 fouls. 22-17, Roseburg with the basketball. Full court pressure from the Irish. 3 players in the back court. Matt Parker will handle it, gets it to Jacob. Working up through the middle of the floor, right across the center circle. Jacob surveying the floor, gets it left side to Matt, into the corner. Pinard comes to get it. Six, quickly to the far side to Jacob. Jacob into the right corner, back out to Martin. Roseburg to the top. That ball taken away by Gunnar Robinson. Out in front. He traveled. Stutter stepped, and Gunnar Robinson continues to struggle after forcing steals and getting out in transition. He has not really been able to convert. And he turns it back over to Roseburg there after coming up with the big defensive stop. Roseburg gets it back, still trailing by 5. Pressure again in the backcourt. Carson Six has it, and he almost throws it away on the baseline. Coming up across the midcourt stripe, Jacob Parker gets it to Matt Parker, who had a pass taken away. The ball now loose on the ground. Sheldon will come up with it. It's Prickle with it. Pass right side to Kuykendall, out to the top. Griffin Line going to go with the left hand, splits the defense, in the air, hangs, and he'll finish. Double clutch on the lay-in, and it's a 7, making an 8-0 run by Sheldon. And they lead by 7, their largest lead. Big start to the third quarter for the Irish. Almost a midway point, and Roseburg still has not scored. Matt Parker trapped. His pass out to the top, stolen away by Kuykendall. He'll go up the floor, and he lays it in. And this has been the start that Sheldon wanted. It has been a disastrous start for Roseburg to the second half. Killing his dribble in the backcourt was Jacob Parker. Needed help, got it to Matt, and across into the half court. Roseburg will take another timeout. Well, it could not be going any better for the Sheldon Irish, could not be going any worse for the Roseburg Indians. We'll keep it right here as we take this timeout. Want to let you know tonight's game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. You ready to go where life takes you? By Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Also by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. Well, folks, want to remind you, coming up February 22nd, we've got a sports special for you here on The Score. We'll be bringing you the first UCC baseball games in 35 years. The program back after getting closed back in 1985, and they'll be breaking in the brand new Champion Car Wash Field over there. It used to be known as Legion Field. It's now the Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field, thanks to the sponsorship from Champion Car Wash to help put in the new turf field there at the historic stadium. It looks beautiful, and we are looking forward to being there for the very first games ever played on that field, official games. There's been a couple of scrimmages, but this will be the first official games. Coming up on Saturday, February 22nd. That is next Saturday, not coming up tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow. And our first game will start at 1 of a doubleheader, UCC versus Olympic. We'll have the action for you here on the radio as well as on the video player. Excited about that opportunity, and they are inviting all UCC baseball alumni to be out there at the game with them to celebrate the return of UCC baseball. Roseburg out of the timeout with the basketball in the corner. Carson Six, pass out to the top to Jacob Parker, chases it down. Roseburg trailing now by 9. 26-17, and it's an offensive foul on the screen by Pinard. And the Indians out of the timeout turn it right back over. So Sheldon making the second half adjustments here, and they've been on a run. Currently outscoring Roseburg 10-0 to start the third quarter. Griffin Line on the right wing, make it the left wing. Now on the right wing, it's Dawson Prickle on a three. It's short, rebound, and Prickle's going to get called for the foul, trying to poke it out from Matt Parker, who had him boxed out. For Prickle, that is his second team foul against the Irish here in the second half. Six will inbound from the baseline. Still four-court pressure by Sheldon has really been making Roseburg work. Bounce pass to Jacob Parker on the near sideline. Going backwards, now across to Matt Parker. He'll get across the timeline. Pass to Pinard on the near side. He goes up, and he's too strong. Had a hand all over him, and that's got Coach Humphreys in a tizzy. He didn't like that there was no call there. On the far side line, going to try and drive for Sheldon, and it's taken away by Six. Six in the backcourt. Getting pressured, has a guy all over him. Line can't stop him, and now a foul will be called. The coaches for both sides wanting this one called tighter. The officials letting them play aggressive. Substitution, Griffin Line will check out his third foul. Back into the game comes Zach Carter for the Irish. He comes back in with 2 fouls. Roseburg still with the starting 5 on the floor. They played the entire first quarter before the first subs of the game for the Indians. A 3 from the right side, and Matt Parker will get the first points of the second half for the Indians and gets Roseburg back within 3, cutting down the 9-point deficit. Make it back within 6 at 26-20. On the far side, Ben Gittins with it, drives with the left hand to the baseline, got around Carson Six and gets an easy lay-in. 28-20, 2:30 to play third quarter. Bringing it up on the left side, Jacob Parker backing it out. Double team comes, and they continue to try and trap in the half court. Jacob Parker, pass out to Matt, to the far side to Six, into the corner, Zach Martin, catch and shoot 3, it's short. Rebound goes down to Kuykendall. He'll bring it up across the timeline. Almost traveled, and they will call it. He wanted to pass, much like we saw out of Danil Olsen in the first half. He wanted to pass, but hesitated and ended up dragging the plant foot. So Roseburg will get the basketball back on the far side of the floor. Crowd quiets after the turnover. Roseburg will bring it across the timeline. Crossover by Jacob Parker. He gets into the middle. Passes out to the far side. A three from Matt Parker. Looks a little long. Fight for the rebound. It's tipped out, and Yakovich will be the one to control it. Sheldon brings it up on the far side of the floor. Gittins, a couple of hesitation steps. Out to Kuykendall. Straightaway three. Got it. First for Kuykendall on the night. 31-20, 11-point lead now at the largest for the Irish tonight. 1:38 to play. Trying to trap in the backcourt. Got to get it across, and they will just in time. And Sheldon calling for the 10-second count in the backcourt. Do not get the whistle. Jacob Parker holding out at the top. The 5-count, second count starts, and it's tipped away. Out in transition, and it's a lay-in off the mark for Gittins. Wide open lay-in attempt, and then on transition, Sheldon steals it away. And a timeout called by Sheldon. They were calling for it when there was a fight for the basketball, and then Sheldon stole it away. We're going to have an easy basket, but the whistle stops the play. Sheldon with the timeout, 1:11 to play here in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break as well. 30 seconds back after this on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Back here to continue the third quarter. Roseburg trailing 31-20 against the visiting Sheldon Irish. After a tight first half, the Irish pulling ahead here in the third quarter. A three from the left side out of the timeout. Dawson Prickle gets his second of the game. He's got 6. 34-20 the score. Sheldon in front. Pass across the floor trying to answer Matt Parker's three. Short. Rebound long into the corner. Pulled in by Prickle. Roseburg going cold from behind the arc here in the third quarter. They are 1 of 5. On the right side, Kuykendall. Going to get slapped on the wrist by Roseburg. They'll call it against Alaric Call, who's entered the game. Carson Six will take a seat. Danil Olson checks into the game. You've got Olson, Matt Parker, Jacob Parker, Call, and Martin on the floor for Roseburg. Inbound goes into the corner for Prickle. He drives baseline, puts up a floater, wave it off. They say he traveled. On the floor for Sheldon out of that last time out, Gittins, Prickle, Carter, Newman, and Kuykendall. Pressure still in the backcourt for the Irish. They've been working that full court pressure all night. Racing up the floor is Jacob Parker to get it into the half court. 35 seconds to go, third period. Olson driving baseline, stops. Wanted that baseline jumper he's able to get. Falling away, he passes out to the top. That pass tipped away. Kuykendall comes up with it. Up the floor, lays it in with the beautiful finger roll. 6'4", he's able to get right to the rim and roll it over. 15 seconds, 36-20 your score. 16-point lead is the largest of the night for the Irish. Olson going to try a deep three. He's just a bit short. Rebound just out of the reach of Zach Martin. At the buzzer, the three to finish off the first half. The third quarter. Carter off the mark. But Sheldon outscoring Roseburg 20-3 here in the third period. As we go to the fourth, Roseburg with work to do. Irish on top 36-20. Back after this. Here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Fourth quarter action for you. Tonight's game brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes, and by Mercy Medical Center. Welcome back here to Roseburg High School as the Indians work to do, trailing by 16 against the Sheldon Irish. Alaric Call fighting. He'll get the ball away from Griffin Line. An aggressive play with no whistle against the Indians. And Roseburg comes away with a steal to start the fourth quarter. Daniil Olson drives right side, puts up a shot, forces it up. The ball saved back inbound after it's ripped out of the hands of Zach Martin. Saved back in by Zach Carter. Sheldon comes away with it. Driving baseline. A blocking foul is called. Tried to take the charge. He'd get called for the foul there. He ended up going down hard to the floor. And they'll call that against Call, his third. 7:28 to go, fourth quarter. Pass into the middle. Gunnar Robinson jump stop. Turns with the left hand. He'll finish. Robinson with 7. 7:16 to play in this one. 18-point lead. Sheldon pulling away in a very low-scoring game. Jacob Parker out to Alaric Call. Pauses between the circles straight away. He's going to have to dribble with the right hand. Pass it off to Olson. Olson on the right wing. Crossover. And caught reaching in. Carter Newman will get called for the foul.
Number 22, Carter Newman.
For Newman, I have it down at his second. That's the fourth team foul against the Irish. Call will inbound from the far sideline. Jacob Parker with it. Backs it out. Hands it off to Matt. Matt dribbles out to the top. Goes left side. Olson in the corner, head fake, pass out. Matt Parker on the three. It's off the mark. Rebound down to line. Matt Parker with 2 threes in the game as the outlet pass goes up the floor. And Gunnar Robinson there to finish it. He's got 4 in the quarter now and 9 in the game. Driving right side, Jacob Parker to Matt. Backs it out. Matt Parker, the best three-point shooter on the team, has hit the most this season, but cold night for him, just 2. Out of 6 attempts. He drives baseline right side, a spin move, and lobs one up at the rim, and it falls through on the teardrop. Roseburg needing the points there to back to 18 after trailing by 20. Around a screen to the free throw line. Line will pass it away. Far side, Gunnar Robinson. Excuse me, that is Zach Carter. Spin move, and he makes a great attack to the basket. That looked pretty. And Carter now with 8 points in the ball game. Stretching it back out to a 20-point lead. Carson 6 and Atreyu Pinard ready to check in at the next dead ball for Roseburg. Crossover, Jacob Parker looking left, goes back right, hands it off to Matt Parker. He'll pull up for the 3. It's off the mark. Fight for the rebound underneath. Sheldon almost turns it over as they had multiple guys fighting for that rebound, but they will keep it in. Carter gets it on the far side of the floor, takes it to the left wing. Crossover against Olson. Pass it away. Baseline, head fake, back out. On the pass by Lesh. Carter going to attack right in, and his shot doesn't go in. He goes hard into the pads on the baseline, getting the Sheldon coaches off the bench. On the other side in transition, lost the basketball was Olson. Up the floor, Carter cherry picking after he got up slow. He will lay it in on the other side, and it prompts a timeout from the Roseburg Indians. Roseburg basketball tonight's been brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop, and by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. 5:13 to go here in the fourth quarter. Roseburg trailing by 22. Back after this 30-second break here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends. How to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Fourth quarter action here from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Roseburg Indians. Well, things are fading from them here in the second half. Tonight's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, by Roseburg Refrigeration, Dr. Lance and Randall, and Terra Firma Foundations. Roseburg will inbound the basketball out of the Sheldon timeout. Sheldon with 2 left, Roseburg with 1, with 5:10 to go here in the fourth. Dylan Johnson into the game out of the timeout. Roseburg with Johnson, 6, Call, Matt Parker, and Atreyu Pinard on the floor. Pinard will drive left side, gets into the middle, forces up a shot against Yakovic. Misses the shot, but it's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Irish. Roseburg will keep the possession. Pinard is 6'3", going up against the 6'7" Nick Yakovic, and he didn't win that battle. Carson Six will inbound from the baseline, out to the top to Matt Parker, to the corner. Johnson feeds it into the middle against Pinard. He goes up with the left hand, and he gets it to bounce around and fall through. First field goal of the night for Atreyu Pinard. He's got 3 in the contest. Back to a 20-point game. Roseburg trying to trap in the backcourt. Lob to the near side. Gittins with it. Bounce up the floor to Robinson. He cradles it in as he just keeps it away from the Roseburg defenders. He'll come to get the basketball. Bounce pass to him from Gittins. They work to the far side. Line with it at the left wing. Out to the top. At the free throw line. Crossover dribble. Attacks. Floater. Do they count it? They do count the basket. And they call the foul against Dylan Johnson. So a chance at a 3-point play for Griffin Line. Griffin had 6 against Roseburg in the first meeting between the two teams. Had 7 in his last game. With that bucket there, he's now got 4 and add another to make it 5 on the free throw. 46-24.
Griffin Line. And the free throw.
So it should be a 23-point game, 47-24 with 4:12 to go in this one. Laird Call has it left of the key, and all head coach Jordan Humphreys can do is just throw up his hands wondering, where's the foul? Finally did get the whistle, but I think he's had some arguments with no calls so far here tonight. 4:07 to play. The foul was called against Josh Lesh. His first 5-team fouls against Sheldon as we hit the midway point of the fourth quarter. Dylan Johnson handling the basketball, dribbling to the right side. Pass it into the corner to Alaric Call. Back out to Pinard, a long 2. Almost got hit on the arm. Now he'll drive in and does draw a foul against the bigs in the middle. They call that foul against Josh Lesh. He'll quickly pick up his second. And Pinard will go back to the free throw line where he's 1 of 2 tonight. Roseburg basketball this season is presented by Kegel Communications, by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg, by Umpqua Dairy, your local dairy since 1939, and by Flyaway Travel. Give them a call at 672-5701. First free throw did fall through for Pinard. Second one also good. 3 of 4 from the line for Pinard. 47-26, a 21-point game for the Irish. They have just blown by the Indians here in this second half. Roseburg's been limited to just 9 points in the second half. Driving left side, Gittins gets bumped, and he'll draw the foul, and I believe this goes against Alaric Call, which would be his 4th. Looks like Roseburg going to bring some guys from near the end of the bench. I believe Jacob Fay going to get a chance to check in here. Ben Gittins at the free throw line. Does not get the first one to fall on his first free throw of the night. That one leaving everyone on the edge of their seat waiting to see if it fall through, and eventually it rolls off. Coming in for the Sheldon Irish was Carter Newman. Mentioned Jacob Fay checks into the game for Roseburg. Fay, the junior, doesn't get a lot of action. I've been seeing more as the season wears on. Second free throw went through for Gittins. 1 out of 2 at the stripe. 48-26, 3:24 to go here in the fourth quarter. Pinard gets it at the high post, turns to face, backs back behind the arc. He'll step back for the 3. It's long, and the rebound down to Griffin Line. Line will hold and now walks it up the floor. Sheldon more than happy to start burning the clock off here in the second half. Dribble with the left hand out to the top. To the left wing for Line. Out to Newman at the top to the near side. Gittins holds at the right wing, working against Fay. He'll pass it to the left side. Head fake from Prickle. He drives, has it stripped out of his hands. Out of bounds, stays with the Irish. Another man off the end of the bench. Logan Klopfenstein gets a chance to come in here tonight. He'll check in for Matt Parker. The JV team winning a tight one, 53-51 against the Sheldon Irish. Now some of those swing JV guys getting a chance to play here at the end of this one. Inbound in the middle of the floor. Wasn't a great pass. It got knocked away. Ended up in the hands of Ben Gittens. Now Roseburg, they sandwiched themselves on a rebound attempt, and now a jump ball called. All sorts of sloppiness on that play. And the possession arrow will favor Roseburg. Roseburg had the rebound, but they had two guys sandwiched together, and they lost their balance, go down to the floor together, lose the basketball. It ends up in the hands of Gittens. He put up a shot. And then on the rebound attempt there, a tie-up, and it favor Roseburg with the arrow. Dylan Johnson will bring the ball up across the half-court stripe, and it looks like Sheldon's going to start putting some guys in from the end of their bench. Count the bucket. I believe so. Dylan Johnson getting to fall one, and he draws a foul and will head to the free throw line for the three-point play, trying to cut the deficit under 20. 2:27 to go in this one.
Basket count.
So Johnson to the free throw line. That's his first 2 points of the night. Griffin Lyon will come out of the game, and I believe that's the last starter for Sheldon to come off the floor. Luke Jacobson will get a chance to get in here. Free throw from Johnson is good. He's got the three-point play. Substitution, Zach Martin's going to come back into the game for Roseburg. He comes in for Carson Six. Martin didn't play in the last game, so while most of the starters are out at this point, they may be wanting Zach to get back out there and continue to get his legs underneath him a little bit. He's had a quiet second half after scoring 7 points in the first quarter. Roseburg applying pressure in the backcourt. Sheldon breaks it. Pass gets to Gittens to the near side for Prickle. In the middle, almost a walk by Newman. The defender had fallen down behind him, and I think he was surprised not to find any pressure behind him and almost walked with it. Puts it through. 50-29 is your score. Crossover, Johnson into the middle, goes right into the heart of the defense and picks up an offensive foul.
Player control foul on Dylan Johnson.
So Johnson picking up his second. Minute 55 to go here in the fourth quarter. And the story continues. It's been a tale of two halves for Roseburg all season long. Up the floor, Carter Newman got behind the defense, but his lay-in won't go, and then a whistle at the end. Where was the foul? They called the foul against Klopfenstein. On the shot, once again, it's a late whistle against Roseburg. The ball was coming off the rim for a rebound, and the whistle blew as everybody was standing there. That ball hung on the rim for a while and then fell off, and then the whistle came. So, I don't know. They late whistle there. Newman gets the first of his two free throws and hits the second. 23-point lead, matching the largest of the night for the Sheldon Irish, 52-29, a minute 42 to go. Johnson lobs it to Fay on the far side, driving the right side of the floor, out to the top to Klopfenstein, to the near side to Johnson. He's going to drive baseline, pulls up for the jumper. It's too strong. Johnson comes down with the rebound, and Eric Orton up telling his team, hey, let's slow it down, get into the half court, and let's slow it down. A minute 19 to go on this one, and Sheldon on top by 23. Entering in underneath, and they're still attacking, though. I thought they were looking to slow it down. Jacobson misses on his first shot of the night. He gets it back, going to try the turnaround jumper from the left side, and now reaching in to try and steal away the rebound. Josh Lesh going to get called for the foul after Pinard got the rebound. And that'll be free throws on the other end for Roseburg. Lesh picking up his third. Zach Martin checks out of the game. Alaric Call will go in. Pinard's the only starter still in the game for Roseburg, and it looks like we're going to get a full line change for the Irish with a minute 5 to go. So new players in for the Sheldon Irish. It looks like we're going to have a lot of the JV guys. Lewis Gaines into the game. Lucas Kirkpatrick as well. They'll join the Luke Jacobson out there, Carter Newman still out there, and Larson Hellickson also getting his first minutes of the night. Pinard's free throw doesn't go. It was a 1-and-1. Rebound down to the Irish. A minute to go in this ball game. Newman has it on the right side. He'll get it to Gaines. Gaines driving, pass it back into the middle, and Travel, foul, jump ball. They'll call a foul, and it goes against Sheldon. So picking up the foul is Lucas Kirkpatrick. And that sends Logan Klopfenstein to the line. Klopfenstein, a 1-and-1 opportunity here. Klopfenstein actually has a season high of 8 points at the varsity level. He has not played in every game, but he's gotten some minutes at the varsity level from time to time. He gets his first points here tonight. Second one doesn't go, though. Rebound down to the Irish, taken away by Roseburg. Klopfenstein drives right in, hits the bucket, and draws the foul. They go back to the free throw line. Well, it's a 20-point game, but Klopfenstein trying to cut down the deficit single-handedly. 46.9 seconds left in this one, though, so it might be a little bit late for Klopfenstein to try and do it all himself with the heroics. But he does get the free throw to go. He's got 4 in the game quickly as he comes in here late. Sheldon with the basketball, 43 seconds to play in this one. They'll work it up the floor to Newman. Out to Jacobson. To the near side, Hellickson with it. He'll dribble to the top. Newman. Newman wanted to pass it away to Lucas Kirkpatrick, but Kirkpatrick thought maybe somebody else was behind him and let it go out of bounds. Klopfenstein gets it on the right side into the corner, looking underneath Pinard, who again is the only starter still left in the game for Roseburg. And the ball tipped away as they try to enter it down into the post. Pinard, a junior. Call, a junior. Klopfenstein, a sophomore. Fay, a junior out there. Johnson, a junior. So, I mean, no seniors on this roster, so they're all going to be either juniors or sophomores. Foul down underneath by Carter Newman, and he'll pick up his third, and it'll be double bonus time for the Indians. Also, I believe, a 2-shot foul anyways. So Pinard goes back to the line. He has shot the most free throws tonight for the Roseburg Indians. He is 3 of 5. Roseburg basketball tonight is brought to you by Aviva Health, by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Mahalo Heating and Cooling, another proud sponsor of Roseburg basketball. Give them a call today at 672-6707. And by Abby's Legendary Pizza. 1-2 from the stripe for Pinard on that trip. 52-34 your scores. We're down to 17 seconds left in the ball game. Hellickson gets it on the near side across the timeline. Working against Johnson, who tries to reach around and poke it. And a foul called against Alaric Call, and that'll be his 5th. Call will foul out here tonight. Alaric Call going to check out of the game with a scoreless night for him. Be the first player to foul out in tonight's ball game. It will be a shooting foul because of the bonus for the Irish. So it'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Larson Hellickson. Will look for his first points this evening. Carson Six will come in for Alaric Call. As we get some free throws, want to let you know tonight's game also been brought to you by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. And by Mercy Medical Center, by our friends at DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop, and by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Hellickson hits the first, means he gets a second look with 10.6 seconds left to go on this one. Second one right through. 20-point game with 8 seconds to go. Johnson looking to try and cut it down to less than 20. He finds a cutting Klopfenstein. Rebound on the offensive glass by 6. He gets the points, and that's going to do it for the Roseburg Indians tonight against the Sheldon Irish. Final score 54-36. The Roseburg Indians, a tight first half, but cannot hang on as we finish this one out here tonight. Final score again, 54-36. We'll come back with the post-game show after this and wrap this one up for you tonight here from Roseburg High School. Roseburg basketball tonight on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
to more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Welcome back, everybody, to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, where tonight your Roseburg Indians fall against the Sheldon Irish 54-36, your final score. Tough night tonight for the Roseburg Indians as they came out strong in the first half but could not keep up with the Irish after the break. Roseburg will fall to 3-16 on the year, 0-6 in Southwest Conference play. 7th consecutive loss for the Roseburg boys tonight. On the other side, the Sheldon Irish improved to 13-7 on the year and 4-2 in conference play. 3rd consecutive win for the Sheldon Irish. Welcome back, everybody, here at Roseburg High School. Before we get too far into our postgame show, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490. Well, a tough one here tonight for the Roseburg Indians as they let the game slip away from them in the second half. As Roseburg, in the first half, playing Sheldon very tough in a very low-scoring affair in the first half. Roseburg led 13-11 after one quarter, and we're up 17-16 at halftime. Roseburg leading by as many as 4 points in the second quarter, but they put up just 3 points in the third quarter, get outscored 20-3, and Sheldon, with that third quarter, able to pull ahead by double figures, and they'd lead by double figures the rest of the way as they pull off the 54-36 victory here tonight. In the third quarter there, Roseburg just absolutely unable to do anything offensively, only 3 points in the period. And once again, just another example of when Roseburg has been able to put together a really good showing in the one half of play and can't continue the momentum in the second half. Falling against the Irish, getting outscored 38-19 in the second half alone. So it's not the formula for success that the Roseburg Indians are hoping for, and they will continue to go to the drawing board to try and put together a successful game plan for a full 4 quarters against the Southwest Conference. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll look at your Lemur Orthodontics stat update. So don't go anywhere, folks. We will get a chance to catch you up on some more of that coming up here in the postgame show. Roseburg falls to Sheldon 54-36. Plus, Josh Nelson is taking a look at scores and keeping you updated on all of that. We will come back and have more of the postgame show here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Hi, my name is Mark Martin. Thanks for watching Roseburg Football on 541radio.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back live at Roseburg High School, where the Indians tonight fall against the Sheldon Irish. Final score 54-36. Joey Keyran with you, along with Josh Nelson. The ladies of our lives with us celebrating Valentine's Day tonight in a very romantic setting here at Roseburg High School this evening. Big thanks to Angela Keyran and Heather Nelson for at least the support tonight, because without them, we probably wouldn't. We would live a lot less interesting lives without these ladies in our lives. So we appreciate them sticking it through with us as we have to work here on this Valentine's Day night. Hopefully you've had a great night with those in your life that you care deeply for. Tonight, unfortunately, it's not one that the Indians are going to love as they fall in the second half, 54-36 against the Sheldon Irish after leading by as many as 4 in the second quarter and leading by 1 at halftime. Sheldon able to blow out Roseburg in the second half to pick up their third consecutive victory and improve to 4-2 in conference play, stay in the race for an automatic playoff spot. It's time now to look at our Lemur Orthodontics stat update here in the post-game show. Lemur Orthodontics Embrace Life. Call their Roseburg office at 673-0924. As the pep band serenades us with the school fight song. Taking a look at the Sheldon Irish. Leading the way for them, they had 2 players in double figures, 11 points tonight for Nash Kuykendall. He had a big third quarter with 9 points to get to 11. 10 points tonight for Zach Carter. 9 points this evening for Gunnar Robinson for the Irish. 6 points for Carter Newman and for Dawson Prickle. Griffin Line with 5 points tonight. 3 points for Ben Gittens, and then 2 points for Nick Yakovic and Larson Hellickson. On the other side for the Roseburg Indians here tonight, leading the way with 8 points total. Roseburg without a player in double figures. 8 points for Matt Parker here tonight. 7 points for Zach Martin, all of those in the first quarter. 6 points for Atreyu Pinard. 4 points for Jacob Parker and for Logan Klopfenstein. And then 3 points in the game tonight for Dylan Johnson. 2 points for Carson Six. And 2 points in the game for Danil Olson. And that is your scoring update, your final stat update of the night from Lemur Orthodontics. So we are looking at a tough one here tonight for the Roseburg Indians after they start the second half of the Southwest Conference season. And not the way they were hoping to start. First half of the first half of this game was a good start, but unfortunately the second half of it was not. We get a chance to take a look at some score updates. When we come back, we'll take one more break, come back and wrap up tonight's broadcast. The post-game show continues on from Roseburg High School as Roseburg falls tonight against the Sheldon Irish on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Finishing things out tonight here on this Valentine's Day evening from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Roseburg falls tonight against the Sheldon Irish. Final score again, 54-36. We've been trying to keep tabs on other scores of games going on around the region and of note in the Southwest Conference and other games for teams around the area. So Josh has been keeping an eye on things, trying to put together the scores that he can find here tonight. And again, you can always try and check out score updates online at 541radio.com. We try to keep you posted on things going on there. Take it away, Josh, and a look at our scoreboard tonight.
All right, thanks, Joey. I'm going to start with girls basketball in no particular order, just as the scores came in here. So what I've got is Yoncalla was at Pacific or Powers. Yoncalla ends up losing to Powers there, 36-28. North Douglas was at Riddle. North Douglas wins 76-24. Sutherland girls were at Douglas. Sutherland girls beat Douglas 59-43. Grants Pass was at North Medford. This is girls also Southwest Conference play here. And Grants Pass beats North Medford 39-23. Right now, currently at the end of the third period for Oregon State women, they are trailing USC right now. Both teams, both Oregon schools are in California, in the Los Angeles area. But Oregon State Beavers are trailing USC 51-45. And then if you look, the game just started for Oregon. It is now in the second period there for Oregon, and Oregon leads UCLA 22-8. Earlier in the day, Oregon State softball did take on Dayton. Oregon State softball won that game today 6-2. They are 5-1 on the season. And then Oregon softball. Oregon beats Houston 4-2, and they are now 6-0 on the season so far this year. Going to boys basketball now. The last update I had was the Grants Pass was up on North Medford at halftime, 37-28. I'm going to switch over here to wrestling right now. Roseburg Wrestlers have 19 guys still left in the semifinals that are going to start tomorrow. They also have 8 guys left in the consolation bracket. This is for the Southwest District competition head off to state. And then for baseball, Baseball, Oregon State beats New Mexico. This is the first game of the year for Oregon State. They beat New Mexico today 11-4. They had 12 hits and 1 error. And then for Oregon baseball, they are actually playing right now. And Oregon baseball, it's the bottom of the 5th, and Oregon trails the Minnesota Golden Gophers 9-2 in Tempe, Arizona.
All right, thank you. Josh Nelson with our scoreboard update there. Also from the world of the NBA, the Team USA defeating Team World 151-131. Barn burner there. It is the All-Star Weekend. Festivities getting underway with the Team USA versus Team World. All NBA players there, but the international players versus the U.S. players, and Team USA winning 151-131. If you are an NBA fan looking forward to All-Star Weekend and you're a Blazer fan, unfortunately it got a little disappointing as Damian Lillard injured his groin going into the All-Star break, and he pulls out of both the three-point competition and the All-Star game. So no Blazer representation in the All-Star Weekend, although Damian Lillard will be performing on stage as a rapper over All-Star Weekend. The pulled groin apparently not keeping him away from that, but he is hoping to rest up. They're going to reevaluate him a week after, after 1 week going back into the season after the All-Star Weekend. So hopefully the best there for Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers, but the All-Star Weekend going to be lacking a Blazer representation. Well, folks, for us here from Roseburg High School, this is going to pretty much wrap it up for us here tonight. A tough one for the Indians as they fall 54-36. For the Roseburg boys, their next game going to be coming up against South Eugene next Tuesday. They'll have a Tuesday night game here at home against South Eugene. That's going to be a 6:45 tip-off to that one. We'll have coverage of that game for you. Sheldon takes their season back home as they'll play next Tuesday at home against North Medford in a big contest there. Last we had heard, North Medford was trailing Grants Pass. That could be a big development for the Irish there if they could make up some ground on North Medford in the standings. If North Medford does lose, Sheldon would be in a tie with North Medford going into that game coming up on Tuesday. So a lot of things could be going the direction of Sheldon after tonight's action. As for us, again, our next action is going to be coming up on Tuesday as we bring you Roseburg against South Eugene, and that is the first place South Eugene Axe coming here to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. All right, we'll wrap it up there, folks. Hopefully you've had a wonderful Friday night with us, and you've got maybe some Valentine's Day plans still in the works. If you do, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Thanks so much for spending some of your day here with us. As we wrap things up, I want to say thanks to the Sheldon Irish for being here tonight. Big thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bullen, Head Coach Jordan Humphreys, the entire Roseburg boys basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. I want to say thanks to Josh Nelson for help running the video production and scorekeeping tonight. Thanks to Angela Keyran for running the video camera, and a very happy Valentine's Day to Heather Nelson, who spent some of her Valentine's Day with us here at the basketball arena. Thanks to Britton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production tonight, and as always, thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I am Joey Keyran. We will talk to you guys next Tuesday night when the Roseburg Indians welcome in the South Eugene Axe for another Southwest Conference matchup. Tip-off coming up at 6:45 Tuesday night. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30. You can find the action streaming live for free online at 541radio.com or tune in right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. All right, Brenton, thank you very much, buddy.